Welcome everyone. So once again today, I have been working on testing out, you can see it sitting right here, the new Retrobit Brawler? Brawler? Is that what they call this one? Retro Fighters Brawler Gen Gamepad. Plus I have it hanging on the back wall back there. The box. But I've been going over this thing a little bit more. I'm going to be uploading this to YouTube also, so it'll be on my YouTube channel for everybody to see there. But I've been kind of going over it more, playing with it more, seeing how it works. Kind of show here, one thing that's really good about this controller is that the cable is really freaking long to start with. And it has two different hookups on it. It has the Sega Saturn, Sega Genesis. Saturn 1 fits fine in the Saturn and works like a charm. Genesis 1 is actually quite the snug little fit. Checked out some reviews online for the black version of this that's no longer made. And there were complaints about the analog stick acting like a D-pad, which basically is true, especially on the Genesis, which I'll go over in a minute. But I've also been running into a different issue altogether. Now, according to the owner's manual, you should be able to just plug this into the Genesis and go. Plug it into the Saturn and go. You can't plug it into both at one time from what I know. It should only work on whatever's powered up. Well, I've been having a strange problem. So right now, I'm watching not happen today. Right now I do have, show over here yet too, I do have two Sega units sitting over here. Okay, this one is my Sega Genesis Model 1 with a 32X on it. I have Virtual Racer in it right now, 32X version. Then this one is my Sega CD Genesis combo. It is set up this way wise. The reason why I have two is so that way there when I run this, which is the power base converter, so I can play my Master System games here. I don't have to disassemble a 32X and do all that funky crap. But this one's set up also has Virtual Racer in it. In order to show what goes on between the two units when I plug this in, I'd have to stop the stream, restart it, so I will have to do that. So be patient, unless for some odd reason it shows up differently today. But what I got here is I'm going to take this, I'm going to plug this into my 32X model. I'm going to minimize my face real quick. Alright, there we go. So right now I am on the 32X. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to plug this in. Like I said, it is going to be harder to see now since it's smaller. It is a very tight fit inside here, but we'll get it in. Alright. Now what's supposed to happen is the minute I turn on my unit, it should work just fine. So let's find out. Let's turn on a 32X and see what we get. This is the first time it's fired up without any problems, by the way. Push and start, nothing. See, I got no control over anything in here. Mode button, nothing works on the 32X and the Model 1. So now I'm going to shut it off. I'm going to hold in the mode button and turn it back on. Now essentially this should set this controller up to be in 3-button mode. And lo and behold, it didn't give me the message. Normally when I do this on the 32X, it tells me that it can't be done. But once again, still nothing. Alright? Now I'm going to do it the other way I'm doing it. I'm going to hold down mode and B, which is how you get some of the other ones to switch over. Alright, still worked. Normally it tells me it's not made for North America, so, but still, not a thing. Alright, done testing on this one now. Pull it on out. Let me make this bigger for a second. There we go. Alright, so I took it out of the 32X version. I'm now going to plug it into the regular Genesis. My other Genesis, I mean. Regular, normal, whatever. Now here's where I might have to restart the stream. So, I do expect this a nice long freaking cord though. Damn. Alright. So now, the way I have all these all hooked up, when you see me grab this camera here and move it, you can see the monitor that I watch for the recording and the stream. So this is what tells me everything going on. Right below it, which you probably won't be able to see all that well, that is the monitor that the Sega unit comes up on. It's also my computer monitor. Just in case anybody was wondering, because you can see my keyboard below me. I'd have to go in and switch inputs to put this back to PC mode. Now it's back on my PC, even though it's hard to see because of the camera angle. Let me go back to the correct one. Alright, so the way I got this all set up is underneath the corner of my desk, right about here, straight down. Right about underneath here, right, we see this controller. There's an HDMI switch. That HDMI switch runs both these Genesis units, my Xbox 360, which is underneath down here, the Saturn, which is down there. Then on the other side of me, where my computer sits, I have my original Xbox and my Dreamcast. So the HDMI switch runs all that, plus underneath my desk, directly underneath the keyboard, I have one of these little guys, the Sega Genesis Mini. I have a modded version of it that has more games on it. This is the original version. That's not modded. Haven't figured out where I'm going to put that sucker yet. But it runs all that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch my input over to the Sega Genesis Sega CD. My computer screen should pick up the switch, and it might not. Yep, it did. So I know my computer picked it up because now my screen is just a straight blue. Like I said, it's going to be hard to see. The one I don't know if it's going to pick up will be the broadcast screen. So let's see if it picks it up. Oh, it did this time. Good. As I can see, when I look at the other screen, you see how you see that blue there? That tells me at least it switched inputs for once. Normally it doesn't do that. Normally I have to turn off Twitch, my Twitch stream, turn it back on. Alright, now we're going to take Virtual Racing that's in this one, turn it on. I can hear it. There's the issue. It didn't come up. Just to kind of show, it is up on my computer screen. You can see the Sega logo there. You can see a little bit of the game. Alright, I'm going to have to pause the Twitch stream and refire it back up, so give me a second. Alright, so I'm back live right now, and this totally got screwed up again. It's all because of the way I have to have this thing hooked up that it does that. I'm thinking about taking the Sega CD off of here, but I like playing Sega CD games on the normal unit. Alright, so now I'm going to grab the game controller again. I haven't done anything with this since I turned it on. All I did is plugged it in. So let's see if it's actually going to work. I'm going to hit start. And as you can see, nothing. That is how it's supposed to work. What I've been noticing that I got to do with this controller is, let me power this back off. A lot of times just hold the mode button in. Which, like I said, when you hold the mode button in, it's supposed to set up for a 3-button controller. But now, nope, didn't work again. Still didn't work. Interesting. Alright. Reset and hold down B. There we go. Thinking now it's working. I'm going to try it with the other one. Now it's working. I held down the B button and it worked. Let's see if it has 6-button or 3-button. Let's see. It's only showing a 3-button, which is I think all this one had. Alright, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to use the analog controller, which does work in here. As most people complained about, it acts more like the D-pad. So it's going to be a bit harder for me to turn like this. I'm not going to say it's perfect control, but it does work, at least. I can't drive one holding upside down. But at least it works. Which is what I was curious about on the Genesis. as if this thing would actually work. A lot of people say it controls just like the D-pad, so I think it's a little, yeah, it does take a little bit to get it over there. So it is very D-paddy-ish, but it does come in handy. Except when you're playing upside down. But it does actually work a little bit, so no complaints there. It actually feels better than racing games, truthfully. Boom, but I still suck. Alright, so I am going to switch this back over to the Genesis with 32X. So I'm going to pause this again, stop the stream, and come back in. And see if we get virtual racing and a 32X to work right. So, be right back. Alright, sorry about all the stops and starts right now. But okay, so we're back on my 32X. You can always tell if I'm using the 32X version or the other one. One, by if I don't have it on right away, you'll see that no single on the screen. You'll see that first. And two, the 32X, when I turn that one on because of the HDMI hookup I'm using, looks better than what the Genesis does with the Sega CD. So, I'm going to try this again. I'm going to hold down the B button and turn this one on. Really, game? Try that again. There we go. Let's see if this makes this work. Maybe I was just doing it wrong. Nope, still nothing. That is interesting. So it does not like the 32X at all. So modem B. I'm actually trying to give me the error message it was giving me before, but it hasn't been doing that. Still not doing it. That is weird, because it used to tell me this can only be used in a North American version, blah, 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 blah. Idiots, I am on a North American. Yeah, it does not like the 32X at all. I have no clue why that is. But my 32X does not work with this controller. So, one, I bought this controller because it was a Saturn and could be used on the Genesis. I can make it work on my Genesis with the Sega CD on there, so that's good. This one no work. The 32X says, hell no, we don't know what this is. So that's cool. I originally bought this for my Sega Saturn because I wanted the analog stick on the Saturn, which I have Nights in the Dreams coming again. I have Christmas Nights behind me, so I might put that in a little bit and try that out. But this is why I bought it. I wanted this for the Sega Saturn for the Nights game. And in my other little preview, I was surprised that this actually works on other games. Just like I'm surprised it works on Virtual Racing on my Genesis. But not the 32X version, because I can't get it to pop in at all for that. But at least it works on the other Genesis, so can't complain. But I would say buyer beware that if you have a 32X and a Sega Genesis, this might not work if you buy it. Other than that, the controller, I like the look of it, the feel of it is really good. It's got more of your Xbox style feel. You know, it kind of looks more like an Xbox. I wish they had the rubber grips that the Xbox has on here. That'd be nice. But this does feel like that. The other thing that kind of annoys me is it's a $30 controller, and I know you guys can't feel it through the screen or anything, but if you ever bought the Nintendo controllers for the Switch that had the characters on them, the ones that also kind of look like this, they feel really cheap feeling. That's how these feel. Compared to these ones that I buy from Retrobit, these ones are awesome. This is actually from Retro Fighters. And speaking of Retro Fighters, the reason why I bought this one is because of this bad boy right here. The Retrobit Dreamcast controller. This was well worth the money. This controller compared to that, I've never liked the actual Dreamcast controller. So this was awesome. I'm after actually one more of these yet. So for a Dreamcast, the Retro Fighter stick that they call the Striker DC, this is worth the money. So if you still have a Dreamcast and you want a controller that feels a bit more modern, this is worth the money. I didn't do a review on this one because I've had this for a while now, but this is worth it. If you have a Dreamcast and you want a good controller that feels great in the hands, buy one of these. But alright, that is going to be it for the moment. I got to reset everything up so that I can get my stream going. I'm not even sure what game I'm going to play for a little bit before I go pick up my kids from school. But I will be back in a few minutes. Thank you for watching right now.